Chasing Lights has been going for since 2016, and throughout that time we've always been sort of left and right, always looking at ways to keep people on the road, keep people moving.
Chasing Lights Collective, I wouldn't say it's a run club, I would say it's more of a community.
It's just a great place of encouragement and support.
I've been here for about 2 years and there's no pressure, no one talks about time, it's always, like just getting to the end basically.
So it's been this long-winded process of establishing those tools that would allow us to keep moving. And then it was a case of, well, how do we apply that if, let's say, athletes or individuals want to perform and gain achievements based through race goals or other things. Project 13.1 was it was going to be a mentoring program for the crew. We were going to get 10 complete newbie runners, never run before, and we were going to take those guys and marry them up with 10 of the OG guys from the crew, and the ultimate goal would be to take you to the half marathon.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work for G-Shock. I live in North Wales, but I've decided to come down to London to be part of Chasing Lights to run the big mile, or the big marathon. What's it called? The big half. That's it.
The guys that came to us were brilliant because it was the complete spectrum that we were hoping for.
Really thought running's all about timing, stringently watching what you're eating and your technique, and we haven't found any of that. What's really refreshing is they've just told us not to look at the time, but to focus on your own ability and your breathing and sort of the environment around you as you're running. But we're looking forward to the challenge that's coming ahead.
So officially this is the kickoff to what we're calling Project 13.1.
If you've never done big half, it's an awesome run.
It's something that you always tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna run a marathon someday, I'm gonna write a book someday. And well, the opportunity just arose this time with Chasing Lights, and I thought, well, I might as well give it a go. And absolutely not a runner before this, first time into this foray. So, but I'm being guided a lot by Nav, by everyone else here in Chasing Lights, and yeah, I'm getting a lot of advice, a lot of help. It feels great.
The original plan of having 10 of the OGs mentoring 10 newbies kind of disappeared a little bit because we amalgamated the two things and just said, actually, there's a lot of synergy from both ends. And I think if we put them all together, and this was my secret plan from the start, if we put them all together, what secretly might happen is that they may automatically start to support each other.
I remember talking to Nav and being like, I have no confidence in my running right now, I'm slow. And I remember coming to the first session and just being like, I'm out of my league. What am I doing here?
For me, it was about using my experiences from the last year and a half of running and saying, well, how can I use those experiences to really sort of support these new people who we're sort of welcoming into our crew and make sure that they feel, excited and calm and confident about it, because I've been there and I know that they can do it.
This program, Project 13.1, I don't think there's been a running crew that have put together a 10-week program to take a large group collectively to a particular race.
Training plan that we followed, I was trying to stick to the first timers calendar that Nav had set up.
I purposely designed it in a way that it was going to mix things up. It wasn't going to look like a traditional 10-week intermediate runners or a beginners runners program. It was definitely going to shake up some people's mindsets. This has been much more than guide programs given to a few people to say, have a go at that and we'll see you in 10 weeks time. This process has been, very well calculated and very well received by the full 25. They all embraced it fully, where they, introduced it into their daily lives, which was, for me, beautiful, because that was the whole point of this. It was always more than just coming here on a Wednesday night and showing up. It was taking away what you learn here and applying it to your day-to-day, walking the stairs, standing on one leg, doing some breath work, doing all the things that we're saying that you can integrate into your day-to-day life rather than adding it to the end of your day and then making it harder for you. You know, like life is busy and stressful as it is. We don't need to add stress to that. In your own time, bottom and back, let's go. Keep your heads up, look forward.
Every run, I felt like I was doing better, and I feel like I was improving.
So last week, I had a huge success with regards to my nasal breathing. This week, I decided to push myself a little harder and then go a bit faster.
Initially, like I said, I had to think about it, but now it does come second nature.
The guys have been amazing. I think what's really worked is we've given them a guidance program to sort of work to that then works towards integrating it into their day-to-day lives. They've managed to do that. They've asked lots of questions. They've offered support to each other. So far, it's looking really good. We're 3 weeks in. The foundation is now over, and now we're into this part of the process, which is called strength by consistency.
My name is Ollie McCarthy. I'm a running and strength coach, and tonight I'm going to be taking the guys through a slightly different session. We're going to be looking at how to combine running, strength, and actually working on the connection piece. So actually being able to feel their body as they run.
He's everything that Chasing Lights represents, which is basically we look at training differently, looking at how we can integrate what we do on a day-to-day into our training for races, etc. So he brings fresh ideas and also looking at some things from slightly different angles than I would myself. So it's actually really nice to sort of be here and obviously experience it and be a part of it.
I want you to think about driving with your arms. I want you to think about glutes, so kind of squeezing with them with every step. And I want you to think about core as well, so especially almost beginning to engage through that. Right, let's go into our next run, guys.
That's knackering. Yeah, 40-second plank, running and then planks again. Not part of your typical training.
So I think the old running narrative was that you just go out and run. However, what a runner looks like these days, both in terms of their background, their age, their, you know, how they look physically has dramatically changed from, say, 10 years ago. The main idea behind this is that in the latter stages of a race, when their body begins to break down, they have some awareness of what they can do to prevent that.
Yeah, really good. Core's feeling strong. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's really good.
Yeah, I think before I started doing strength training, get the odd injury, you know, like knees would hurt. Also, it'd be more effort, whereas it feels a lot easier doing strength training with running.
And I see what he means by the working different muscles as we're walking, the different training that we put through, like the glutes, the cores, all the different exercises that we did. They push certain muscles, and I'm trying to think when I'm jogging, when I'm running, which are the muscles that are working, and it does help to think about it that way, and be more precise with how we're running.
Literally the first week, I tore the cartilage in my left knee.
He had a version of what running was. What a lot of people do when they first start is like they just start to run and they just think running faster and striding longer and things like that are the things to help.
But ultimately I couldn't really run at all, so that took me out of action for about 5 weeks.
He was very quick to say, look, I've never ran. Part of me is like, I don't know why I'm here. Part of me is like, I really want to be here because I quite fancy the challenge. At one point he was like, I'm not sure if I can continue. We worked on that and worked around that. And obviously if you still do the process, it will probably give you a lot. But I liked Alex because I think he was up for the challenge, like he wanted to try and compete. What we were trying to help them to understand is actually, if you get yourself understanding in your body, understanding how to breathe better, or you can work on strength and your mobility, running so much is probably not, kind of almost the last thing you need to do. Do all the other things and the running part of it will just happen.
Our last long run that we tried to go on, we went with the aim of going out for 10 miles, and external stuff had been going on, and like I look back at the video diaries we were doing, and like just my head was just not in the game.
There was, I think, week 6 was when I became ill for a few days, and I couldn't run pretty much for that week because I was just feeling very weak, and yeah, I was quite nervous at the time. I was thinking, oh, maybe I made a mistake signing up to this.
But we went out to do this 10-mile run, and we got a couple of miles in, and I just mentally was gone. Like physically I could do it, but mentally I was just gone.
I know I can do it. And I know there's gonna be harder runs than others. And this is just one of them. I know it'll get easier, but it's just frustrating.
Yeah. When we've been doing the training together, we've been able to focus on a shared goal, and it's something that we've been able to think about as a partnership, really, and be like, well, this is what we're taking on. But actually having that focus, having something to sort of bring me back to why I'm doing it was really nice, and was a good distraction from my demons, was a good distraction of, if I didn't want to run, I went out and did it because I know I'd be supporting Meg.
Everything that was going on externally I couldn't control, so all I could control was showing up, doing what I could. And every time I had one of those moments, like, the group would just encourage me, and like Nav would be like, but just trust the process.
For us, it's always been the community and the connection is the center of it all. So what they get beyond that is obviously the sharing experience of the thing that they're doing that night. And obviously the connection is then there, that they can share their experiences during the session and beyond the session. So I think what they get from it is a lot more than running, and what they really get is a real true sense of camaraderie and sense of connection and support.
Long run time. Let's go.
Quite early in the morning. Just going to go for a quick 4, maybe 5K.
It's a super hot day, but going out for a lunchtime run.
Morning run done. Yeah, felt okay. No major niggles so far. Just trying to make sure I'm stretching, make sure I'm warming up properly. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Well, I'll do a pre-work yoga to work on my stretching, loosen me up and make me ready for the day.
Surprised myself that I was able to run for 70 minutes. That's the target, and I haven't done that for over a year.
Very, very excited. You know, being halfway through now and seeing the progress of everyone in the crew. And I am just really excited for the big half itself, actually, because I mean, you know, how many crews can say that their whole crew is attempting, you know, a half marathon? I mean, it's just such a wonderful project. And I just know that it's just going to be such an awesome day. Everyone's going to go out there and smash it.
Feeling okay, feeling tired, juggling with work, training, etc. But we're doing this. Peace.
She's smashing it. She is smashing it out of the park.
Welcome to week 10.
Week 10.
Week 10.
Week 10.
This is it, 5 days out from the big half.
Next week we'll be in the race.
Won't be running much this week, just mainly tapering.
Hopefully nearly in the end, actually. So yeah, feeling good after that.
Keeping hydrated, because I think it's going to be warm on Sunday.
I think we're ready. We'll find out on Sunday.
The morning of the race, just before we started, I think that was the most nervous I've felt in a long time. I was incredibly nervous.
I can't believe 10 weeks has transpired and now we're here.
I guess fear of failure, that's the biggest one. Am I gonna, hit the wall and then just stop? But, hopefully that won't happen. So I have, plans ABC about the run itself.
My journey today is going to be quite an individual one. I think it's going to be a lot of walking, And what I'm really hoping I can just do enough running to feel like I've actually achieved something that I couldn't have done at the start of the process.
I had this such weird sense of calmness all morning because I was so prepared to be absolutely bricking it.
She was bizarrely freaked out because at the start line, at the meet-up, and even 5K in, she was calm.
I just feel confident in what we've been doing the last 10 weeks, and it's all just going to come together for fun over the next 13 miles, which is not how I thought I was going to feel at all.
You suddenly realised there's a lot of people here all wearing the same t-shirt, and we've all got the same goal, and we've all done this 10-week training program. But I think that there was such a sense of camaraderie and support and excitement and sort of joy at having got to this point.
It's nice to kind of arrive here on race day and have the rest of the crew to meet up with.
The sun shining, the crew, like the vibe is just amazing. It's a beautiful day, which always helps. Take things nice and slow at the start.
I just want to get going now. I just want to get on that start line and start running.
It's very hot at the moment. It's too warm.
Just going over, start, and it's gonna be good.
We had all 25 of them start, which is, you know, for me, you know, epic.
We've done 2 miles in, feeling good. It is hot, really hot. You know, G-Shock London, Chasing Lights Collective. Here comes the light.
Yeah, yes.
Let's go.
Just over halfway, going across Tower Bridge. This is why we move.
Always surprises me on race day how loud, like, the surroundings are, the atmosphere is.
It was amazing. I could really feel the love from the community. There were, you know, people cheering you on in the streets. There were kids there high-fiving you, giving you sweets.
That point between halfway and, you know, the end, to have a real focus point of knowing that you've got friends and family out the side of the road ready to cheer you through is also mentally really helpful, I think.
Don't run, you've got to cheer. Oh, we are at Cheer Zone. Big half, 8-point-something miles. It's all going off.
Chasing Lights has done amazing things for my daughter, and also it's a wonderful, happy, helpful and very healthy group, and they're very lucky to be part of it. Absolutely amazing.
It's incredible atmosphere, and all our runners are doing amazing. Each and every one person out here is doing incredible work. Amazing.
And then it got tough.
You're doing amazing. All right.
The run-walk strategy sort of went out the window, and we sort of jogged a bit when we could, but we were mostly walking. It was hard and everything hurt, and I was getting blisters and I was not having fun.
It was a slog, and parts of the route aren't fun. You know, there were points where I didn't know if we'd finish it or not.
And at one point I think I was ready to give up, and had there been a tube station there, it'd been touch and go with the conversation we'd be having right now, but I knew if I'd stopped, I don't know how I'm getting home, so you have to just keep walking.
And to know that Nav was going to be where he was towards the end, and then to know that some of the crew were going to be on that final corner as we came in and the Cutty Sark came into view. And I don't think I'll ever feel that again, where it felt like the entire crowd were there just for us.
It was the most surreal moment of my life. It's one of the things I've always dreamed of, having a moment like that. Like, my biggest apprehension was being too slow and that I wouldn't be able to finish and that I wouldn't get that moment. So to have that moment in the way that we did, and the noise, oh my gosh. It was like we were Mo Farah and we'd just won the race. Like, it was bonkers.
From my perspective, I thought it was epic. You know, like, throughout watching it all the way through, I thought it was amazing.
Oh yes.
And that was the realization I had in that sort of 9th, 10th week that actually this is much more than what we set out to do.
Pride, you know, it's no small feat to complete 13.1 miles. So I think proud of what I've achieved. I think I'm more so proud of what we've achieved collectively.
When I had that conversation with Nav 14 weeks ago and agreed to come and try a session, I thought this group was about running. I thought they were all elite runners, and that's why I genuinely thought, there's no way they want someone like me coming and cramping their style and slowing them down. It's not about running at all. It's about community and the way those guys have showed up for me.
More than a crew, it's a family. And yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better finish to a half marathon.
This is going to be a sort of a permanent part of my life in that I'm going to be exercising more, especially running when I can.
I think that's why I'm on such a high, like to have found this community and to know I have a place in it, like, that's pretty special.
Thank you.